Alright, good morning everybody. A bit late-ish, but not really. I actually made a trade already. Problem is, I wanted to re-enter the VWAP, went out, came back, and it actually crossed the VWAP to the upside, so I guess it's gonna respect resistance. I'm selling it right now, but it's probably gonna keep going up for first. So let's just, so this is not very big position. In case it does retest the structure here, I can then add some size to it.
It's shit like that, and most people won't even do that.
I have other businesses that I'm invested in. So
yeah, whatever.
I don't take on any more.
Yeah,
I just
whatever.
Don't want to
yeah, whatever.
Take on any more.
Yeah, whatever. It was just an example. Yeah, it's just an example. I'm just saying, like, most people, like, you come to them, they're like, how can I not be a massive vagina? And I just go, well, I don't know. Figure that out. There's some fucking reason. No one will take risks. Or they think being open-minded is smart. So they're so fucking open-minded, they're just like, fucking, they don't do anything. Because they think that's smart.
And how is that smart?
Yeah, because they don't do anything.
Oh, okay, you get it.
What if it doesn't work?
Then it doesn't work. That's why you have natural and juristic persons. That's the whole point.
Yeah, exactly, FX Monk, exactly. Also, fuck you, you got Tuxman gone, right? I have to always remind you that. Fuck you.
Wait, I thought Tuxman was supposed to come back.
No, that was it.
I thought he was kicked.
Anyways, yeah, he was. Well, fuck you, Monk. You know what? Fuck you. I'm muting you. I'm not listening to you. You're banished. Yeah, get muted, pussy. Get muted, coward. Fuck you. I love trolling people like that.
Very educational start today.
Yeah, Twitch stream, a good way to troll people, mute them and call them pussies at the same time. It's the best. Get muted, pussy. They're like, wait, what? You're the pussy. Hey. Yeah, we already heard enough cat noises earlier. You have no idea, Monk. No idea. But also pussycat, I like it. It's funny.
Aussie dollar.
I think business ventures are kind of like in trading, like you have like a campaign you're gonna do. It could work or not, but if your risk management is good, you should be able to try many attempts. Doesn't have to be all in on one thing. Like, I wonder if that's how the big companies do it. They just do a campaign, they go, oh, that flopped, alright, next campaign.
I mean,
Yeah, that's how the system is designed, and that's why all these wannabe educators are just freaking idiots.
Yeah, because they don't teach you that. They don't teach you try and fail. They teach you this'll do it. Holy grail of business. The business holy grail. The trading holy grail.
My dad has been running a business longer than before I was born.
Continue.
Well, right now his business recently, the past few months have been down, but that happens. He has down times, and he has times where he's so busy he can't do anything.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like that, yeah.
And my dad, like, he doesn't have a degree in anything, but he managed to make, as long as I've been alive, he's managed to be self-employed his whole life.
That's because you don't need a degree, you just need common sense.
And fucking balls.
Well, he is very smart. Like, he's very good at, like, fixing things. He used to flip houses. Now he makes range hoods. He sells them for like $6,000 a piece.
I think most people know what to do. It's just like they have all these weird fucking thoughts that like make them like blind to everything, and then they don't act. I think that's about it. That's what I learned today from Johnson.
Yeah, because, my dad, he doesn't know anything about trading or what I do with affiliate marketing, but he always says he 100% supports the idea. Well, he knows I'm making money from it, and obviously...
I think he's just happy you're not, doing...
No, he says risk is good. He says, I'm not sure whatever this trading stuff...
But yeah, how old are you again? You're 20, 21?
24, about to turn
24. Okay, yeah. 24. Yeah, so he's probably just happy that you're doing fucking any sort of risk at your age. Rather than putting it off until you're like, oh, fuck! I want to retire. I'm 60.
No.
Throw it all in.
No. My other brother is a huge gambling addict who has a degree.
Yeah, well, yeah. But those are the type of people that run in on, I don't run into, but, whatever. They comment on Fish's streams, and they hate me. They're always, these old people that are, trying to figure out markets because I want to retire. They fucking...
My brother, he has this degree, he has this very well-paid paying job. But then on the weekend, he goes and blows $400 gambling. And he loses it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Most of the time.
Yeah, that's cool.
How much is his income over the week?
Yeah, right. He's like, payday, yay!
Well, he does have a degree and it's a good job. And then I just have a high school diploma.
I kind of respect degenerate, but I respect degenerate gamblers more than I do fucking, because at least, that's the fucking thing. As fucking people put down, gamblers, at least they have the balls to take on risk and not fucking do nothing.
So
even though it's dumb.
Some Japanese plants tomorrow on parts supply issues.
I still have more respect for them than these fucking what-if people. Right.
I would rather be a what-if than blow my fucking paycheck.
Alright.
College fund's gone.
Alright, be a pussy.
No, I believe in taking risks, but being stupid is totally...
No, you don't fucking take risk, chicken.
I do risks.
You do?
Are you kidding me?
No, you don't.
Fucking save your fucking shower water.
Actually glad that Forex said it because I had it on my lips 20 minutes already.
Well, how do you know I don't take risks?
Because you're cheap as fuck.
You're a cheapo.
I'm a cheapo too, but when I need something, I take out my credit card and fucking buy it.
Your business
I just bought these expensive pack of cigars that are 94 rated.
Your
expensive tobacco.
Your business ventures are low risk. You're taking on risk.
And because of that, they're making no money either.
Financial.
They're not low risk. I'm very smart with
Yeah, pretty much zero risk.
What's the most expensive venture you've done? Outside of risking your time.
What do you mean outside of risking my time?
That's what I'm saying. Your risks are low risk because you just do time risk.
No, I spend lots on advertising.
How much is that in relation to your income?
I can spend, sometimes I will search.
What percent? You could just say what percent. What percent is your risk on whatever. Fish said it better. My brain's running up blank right now. Yeah, whatever that is. No, you still take on risks. You do risk your time. A lot of people don't risk their time, so I give you that. But
no,
I'm
risking
a high
money.
risk guy.
I'm risking money. I recently reached out to someone that had a trading page because I do like to promote affiliate links.
You haven't answered the question.
Maybe you've changed, chicken, but when we fucking met you, you were a cheap fuck that was skimming for dollars.
Part of me puts on a huge act.
Okay.
And
all right, let's drop the mask. Let's drop the mask. Let's see.
Part of me put on a huge mask about how cheap I am.
Right, because you were shit posting, probably.
Yeah, but the truth of it is, yes, I've been involved. I do some things cheap. I do have a routine of... I do have, a routine I have set for... I even made a blog about it, because I used to be really into beer money sites. And I spent all this time on it, and I probably wasted time, but I narrowed down the sites and apps that take very little time and actually make it worth it. So that is, now obviously the beer money doesn't make enough for me to make money from it. It doesn't. Because I used to be, at this one point, I was combining all these different sites and apps, and then I was teaching online, and then I realized...
Wait, hold on. Fish, what was your question? You asked him something relative to something with his advertising? Yeah, I want to go back to that. Because it hasn't been answered. I can't remember what Fish asked you, but I think he was asking, like...
The question doesn't really matter. I mean, I can restate it, but that's not the point. My point was, how large is your exposure?
There you go, yeah. How much are you willing to put out? Yeah.
And in order to find that out, I asked how much in percentage it does your advertising, which is the largest position you just mentioned, in your business ventures, cost you in relation to the income you do create.
Yeah, how much, yeah. What percent?
I usually see that for tax time. I am not good at recording shit. I'm honestly not.
Well, I mean, were you aggressive with your ad campaign? Did you put a lot of money in? You're like, fuck, I'm not gonna have money for a while? Or like,
well, I try to make sure that I go over, so I try to do, I make sure I have a proper landing page. I try to put in keywords. And then I usually will go on to Instagram pages. I recently got reached out by one. He has 55,000 followers, but the amount he was asking was way too much. Because I know I'm not going to get that return back. Because when you check their comments, you check their likes, that's really what matters. Followers don't mean anything. Those could be bots for all I know. And he's not getting many likes or many comments. So either he bought the page and it was a dead page that hasn't been posted on it for a while and someone sold it to him, or he bought followers because he's not getting...
all of that didn't answer the question.
I'm like, I can't get a fucking answer out of chicken wings like a politician over here.
What question do you want from it?
Did you go in hard when you did your advertising, or did you go in little soft with just a little bit of money here and there? Like,
how much money and how much time do you spend on advertising, and what return do you getting from it?
I don't think you're running a business, chicken wings. You don't know your numbers, bro. You don't know your fucking numbers. It's kind of weird.
I am buzzed off my ass off this pipe tobacco. I'm drinking whiskey.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe because we're putting you on the spot.
You are putting me on the spot.
I just try to avoid the answer. Because he knows we are right.
What answer do you want?
I know.
What answer do you want?
Just being nice.
What answer do you want? And why do I have to give you an answer?
No, we're not like trying to bust your balls here. We're just saying, like, when you said I take a lot of risk, it's like, well, hold on. We're calling cap on that, okay, as the kids would say.
Yeah, we still try to figure out what's your definition of a lot of risk. It's not about in money. Nobody cares about money, so don't worry about the IRS. It's only about percentages. Everything is about percentages. And after we got that information, we figure out how much time do you spend doing that. And then you get an actual business value.
Because what if you said I put in 5% towards advertising? And I'm like, all right, pussy. You know what I mean? Like, we're wondering, like, how hard are you going in to grow your business? Because you're obviously not, like, hitting it off, right? You're still growing. So...
You're profitable.
You're profitable. Right, well, how could you not be? You never took a lot of risks, so it's not like you... Do you see what I'm saying? You see what, that's the key word there. You're going to be profitable because you put in your time and tiny bits of... Right, you probably put in... How many hours do you think you took growing to where you are now, and then putting in how much advertising?
For the first year I ever started affiliate marketing, I basically did 100% free traffic because I didn't know that paid traffic exists because I'm an idiot.
Right, so it probably was a shit ton of grinding, and now that you put some like, instead of like buying cigars and all this shit, you could like throw more in, right?
I could.
Right. Yeah. But I still want to know
100%.
what's the ratio? What's advertising? How much are you putting towards advertising right now to grow?
It depends on the page, on an Instagram page,
Or
how much
percent.
followers they have and how much clicks they have. Whichever they want. If I think I could get like.
We're talking about grand totals. Nobody gives a fuck. We know how advertising works. It's about at the end of the year, how much money did you make and how much money did you spend on advertising. It's really simple. It's basic accounting. My daughter is 8 years old. She can do it.
I was always told you don't tell a person your income.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Don't tell us the money. Just tell us the percent. We said percentages, just percent. That was us. Like, what if you put like, oh, I put 80% in towards advertising right now? I'd be like, holy fuck, chicken wings, ball. You know, we're just wondering how hard are you going towards growth? How much are you putting towards growth or exposure and risking versus like taking in what you have now?
I'm risking about like $500 per month.
Well, that still doesn't answer anything. I still don't know what that means. Like, percent-wise.
I failed math.
Fucking...
Hey, then you have to tell us how much you make in the same month.
Yeah, well, this is awkward then.
Yeah, but
We can do this 4th grade math by ourselves.
Yes, you wouldn't be able to figure it out.
We can do this great math by ourselves.
I'm being honest to God, that you could ask my dad the same questions, and my dad says, I only know this stuff because of the IRS.
This is why you teach English and not math, huh? This is exactly why.
I failed math. I already told you I failed math.
Yeah, but that could mean a lot of things. Like, you could have just been like, fuck this shit, I don't care. But I don't think, because you do have a math brain, you should be able to do math, right? Like, numbers, and like... Is that your problem? You can't do math? Is that why you're having, like, issues?
I was told I had a mathematics deficiency, which is made up.
Great. Well, Fish, we're bullying a disabled guy.
Yeah,
How do you
you're
feel
bullying
about that?
He just doesn't want to tell us.
He'd rather say he's disabled. Knowing him, the sick fucking masochist. Yeah, he probably would. Oh, I love being bullied. Fuck you, chicken wing.
I love being bullied. But you were bullying me.
Yeah, if you like it, you have a fucking rock hard boner right now. Shit. No, you're gay. See, I'm still bullying you. You like that? Nah, I don't know. Whatever. I'm just gonna think that you're a really low risk guy that likes putting time in over money.
Well, here, as you can, I've created, my blog. I've started my YouTube channel.
Yeah, a blog and a YouTube channel. What's the money?
No, because I'm gonna slowly
start.
I'm gonna start showing what I do when it's in my own time. Because when I feel, I don't
like everything's in your own time.
Well, no, it is.
You're just like us. It's up to you and how you want to set up your life.
Hey, you gotta get away from the phrase "my own time" because this is just an excuse to waste time.
There is no time being wasted. I am enjoying myself right now.
Oh my god. You're
No,
Okay, then everything is fine.
I'm having whiskey. I'm having a pipe of some black Cavendish.
nice.
Because there is a difference between being poor and having no money. A lot of people don't understand that, actually.
I'm not poor, and I don't have no money.
Yeah, they think if they're debt free with an income, they're not poor.
Definitely with the
Literally just human cattle. Oh, good, you're self-sufficient, so you can be better cattle. Great.
Yeah, we don't have to take care of you. You do that for us. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, but on a more serious note, there is a difference between being poor and having no money. Like, I know a lot of people that have no money, but they're not poor. Doesn't mean they use the money for something else. They don't have it. Yeah, but what they do is what they want to do, and they're happy with doing it. So it doesn't require money.
Oh, you're talking about that. Yeah.
That doesn't make them poor.
They just don't have money.
Yeah, exactly.
I get what I actually 100% agree with you. Yeah, having no money is different than being poor. I overall think that money is not if money is the only thing that makes you happy, then that's a problem.
Like my wife's uncle, as example, he's like I don't know, he's just a quitter, not a quitter. How to say that? He just left in despise of the system.
So he's just easily satisfied.
No, he had some problems in the past, and then he just said fuck that, and went to the countryside, bought a house, and I mean not really bought a house, got himself a house, and does whatever comes in his mind.
Yeah, he just opted out. Yeah, I mean that's my goal, is to opt out at some point. Yeah.
But like I said, he doesn't have any money, but he doesn't ask anybody for money either because he doesn't need it.
Oh yeah, I mean, whatever.
There are these other peoples that opting out, not really, just for the sake of the word, and then oh, can you help me? Yeah, my car is broke or whatever. Yeah, fuck you, go get a job.
Yeah, that's why before I opt out, I want to have a lot of things set up. I don't want to just opt.
Yeah, but a lot of people have this, like, this is the milestone to opt out is to being loaded, and that's completely wrong, because if you're loaded and you opt out, you're gonna be broke in a year.
No, well, you know me. I'm not talking like that for myself. You should know how I'm planning.
Yeah, I mean like 99% of the world population.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I just want everything set up and be pretty frugal.
Just if you're working towards a goal and it's cost you whatever $2 or $3 million, then you just make the money, put it in a trust fund, and don't touch it anymore. Whatever. I mean, you have a plan, and the money is just part of this plan. That's something different.
Yeah.
If you suddenly come to some amount of money, and that is your reason to opt out, you're gonna be broke in a year.
Yeah. People's concept of money is really fucking weird.
Get loaded.
Like, just today, talking about the Mona Lisa and its worth, and it's like, you realize, like, the reason it's worth more than before is because inflation. Not really figuring out how much a million is, and they're not really thinking. Or a billion, for that matter, now.
Everybody here heard me saying, did you ever hear the word in past money or in today's money? Most people who have that problem, like most people that actually thinking that way, they don't watch documentaries, so they never heard that term. Like if you watch something fancy like Top Gear or something like that, there is at least a few episodes where they use the phrase "in today's money."
Yep. And they don't get it. And like when everybody was freaking out about $1 million back in the day, that would be about 10 million now. So people still aiming for $1 million, that sweet $1 million bill.
Who gives a shit? What's the number?
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's why they like it, right? Because of the word $1 million. They're like, whoa.
This guy we bitched about before, I really need to find out how his name is. He actually says something that is very, very wise. He keeps saying everybody is a millionaire.
Who are you talking about? You're talking about Dave Ramsey? I remembered his name.
Ramsey. Yeah, exactly. That's his. And he has actually a colleague who runs sometimes his show, and he counts millionaires. And that's actually pretty good because he points that out what we just said.
Yeah, there's
like you have a house, you have a car, you have this, you have that. Now add all of that together. That's $1 million.
Yeah.
You are a millionaire already, so shut up.
Exactly. And they're still like, I don't know, it's just so bad. The public is just, I don't know what the fuck is going on right now, but it's like some weird like fucking mania that just keeps rolling. I don't know what's going on.
Ramsey's own religion is just total garbage. Like he puts this hatred on credit. This is just total garbage. This is not how this world works.
He doesn't want to become a billionaire. He wants to become a...
He wants to stay a millionaire. His $980,000 house which is owned by a bank.
Yeah, and like we have a world becoming trillionaires now soon, and there's 56 million millionaires, and there's almost 3,000 billionaires. It's like change your prospects, because the numbers are going to keep adding zeros, and people are still fucking. It's just so bad. It's so bad.
I've never tried to go after money like that.
But it's actually funny you say that, because I had a similar conversation with my wife just a week ago. One of her colleges, work college, invested in Void, and she wants the money back. Yeah, because COVID and whatnot, and then I don't know, it's like 100,000 or something like that. In Thai baht, by the way. I was like, I asked her in the car, how much is that actually? And she said, yeah, it's around 100,000. And I say, and then I just said, never mind, I can just make the transfer. My wife was like, why? This is a ton of money. And I said, no, it's not. That's no money.
Definitely not in the US. It's definitely not a lot here.
All about perspective. I mean, for her and for her because of her income, and for her colleague because of their income, sure, it's a lot of money, and nobody disputes that fact. But in the big picture, it's not existing. I pay more in banking fees every month.
What the fuck? Damn.
Jail about $100,000, you get a felony and go to jail.
Yeah, but you said you don't aim to make any money, chicken wings? Is that what you
No,
said?
that's never what I said. I never aim to be rich. I aim just to be satisfied. Because what is money going to really... Okay, money, you get house, you get that, you get, basic entertainment stuff. What else does it really give you?
Power, projects,
yeah,
you want.
And I'm not saying I don't want to make any more money. I want to shut everything down, not make any more money. No, of course not. But I don't want it to be to the point where it's all I care about.
Aussie dollar.
Because, money doesn't really exist.
Dollar CAD.
If society completely collapsed and everything went back to being in nature, your money would be better used as fire starter.
No,
it doesn't, because 99% of the money doesn't exist on paper.
Yeah, but also you could hold in other things that'll give you money when everything collapses, quote unquote money. But that's the whole point of why we have money, is because what you just said, it'll just revert back to money again. Because you can't trade. Let's say you're a guy who makes chairs. Someone's gonna be like, I already have a fucking chair. Why are you trying to trade me a chair? So he needs something that holds value. You know what I mean? And you can't walk around with eggs everywhere and hand out eggs to people.
If everything completely collapsed, you could.
No, there's a reason why every single civilization on Earth had currency again, and some sort of, because they figured that out. They're like, wait a minute, I'm just the guy who makes chairs and tables. This guy already has tables. I can't trade him a table. Well, what the fuck can I do? Can I convert this table to something, or what?
I'm talking worst case scenario.
Well, yeah, for a moment.
Still, so let's just remove the word money and rename it to currency, and there we go.
Yeah, you need something. Otherwise, yeah. But that's why you could hold in something else. You could hold in oil or something. Have a bunch of oil under your house. All right, I don't know.
It's a tradable neutral commodity, and that is called money.
Exactly.
If the financial systems are going bust, there will be another currency that will replace it, which is probably money again, but that's besides the point.
That's the point. It's the logical conclusion of the trading. Yeah, it has to happen because at some point they're like, I don't need that. Then they're like, oh wait. Boom.
I mean, Japanese traded in rice because it was in abundance. So why farmers had money. Everybody eats rice, so it's really easy to trade.
Right. But the fear is like, obviously, like with trading with food, is it going bad and having too much of a surplus. So that's why you'd want money again.
Yeah, right. Currency is a given. There is no way around that ever.
Mm-hmm. Just saying it for chicken wings to hear. Well, you should aim. Oh, I like to aim. Here's how I think. I like to aim bigger, so that way I take different paths. If I aim big, I'll take a different path than aim small. Like both ways. I don't know how to explain it. You take a different skill tree. You have to. You're like, okay, I want to be. This is my goal. Like I like to have goals that I may never be able to obtain, and just see if I can meet it halfway. If that makes sense. If I can reach my goal halfway, then I'm good. Like right now, my goal is, yes, I find this kind of cringy. I actually want to become a billionaire. So if I could get, like, I don't know what that path is, but that's my path that I'm aiming for.
It is actually the right and the only working approach, because humans are not machines. So you need to look where you're going and not look where you're walking.
Yeah, and if I only end up 10% the way there, then fine, fuck it. I mean, I don't know. I just have like goals, whatever. I have to do something.
That's totally okay.
But I want to aim well. I don't want to aim like affiliate, like what you're doing. That's too low. It's too grimy. It's in the dirt, and it doesn't. I don't know if it'll bear the fruit.
Well, no, I will agree with you because affiliate marketing is getting oversaturated. It's not like it used to be.
Yeah, like 10 years ago.
And the products are. It's even getting even worse now because the products are getting oversaturated, and lots of products you're promoting they're terrible products. They really are.
Well, watch Druid. He wants to make his goal is not my goal. His goal is I want to just make money in the moment, like quick money. Like so, he's sold out the Share Vision, and now he's working on NFTs, and he wants to grab that quick buck while it's happening, the hype train. And that's what he's aiming for. But does it have longevity? Is there a long term to it?
He's the guy that's telling you he has a 90% trading strategy.
What?
Yeah, that's actually fine if you want to hustle. Like if that's your thing, this is my thing too. Like if I have nothing to do, I'm gonna I don't know. Like people keep asking me, when are you gonna go to holiday, or when do you do that, or is anything leisure like? Then I usually answer, when I'm dead, I have enough time for that.
Yeah, I still haven't gone on my fucking goddamn. It's been 7 fucking years. Anyways, but yeah, I feel you.
It's not like I have to or whatever. This is just what I want to, because if I want to have a purpose, and purpose is. I mean, when I go somewhere, on the way going there, I already calculate how much money I could make sitting at home, trading, and how much money I'm gonna spend doing what I'm doing.
No, I get what you mean. Projects are more. There's certain things for certain guys, and some guys like grinding and projects, and I like being creative and doing shit. I don't like stagnating anywhere for too long, or I'll go fucking insane.
I do too.
Yeah.
I've always found myself grinding on something.
Well, back to the hustle thing. No, I respect hustling. It's just I was just talking about like pathways and trees, like because if you were aiming to, let's say, be a billionaire, you wouldn't be focusing on NFTs. And if you were focusing on NFTs and you wanted to be a billionaire, you would be taking a different path than launching an NFT. You would be trying to network with, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what that would be, but you would be setting up something different for yourself.
It's the same with the affiliate market stuff. This is just you're setting it up because you're setting it up, but you deep down you know it's never gonna make you any money.
No, it has made me money. It has made me money.
When Fish says not any money, he's talking about like money. I don't know how to explain. Whatever.
Real money, something. I mean, something you can that lasts.
Money. Banunu money. Yeah, the Banunu.
Not for
Not lunch money, not rent money. It's not money.
Well, that's why you create multiple different incomes.
Well, what would you do?
Yeah.
Here, let me ask you this. I'm trying to explain what I'm trying to say about like different, like, if you change your goal, you're gonna change your path to like on what you're doing. I could, if my goal was to be something less in markets, then my goals would be different. I would get my license. I'd go trade for ready, and then I would just be a little fucking employee there. I mean, whatever, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't be doing what I'm working on right now. And what I'm saying to you is like, okay, let's say you change your goals with affiliate marketing. You want to become a few hundred millionaire in affiliate marketing. What would you have to do to make that happen? When you just like, does that spark anything in your head? A different thing that you were...
To me? No.
Yeah, what would you have to do? What would you have to do to make that much money? What kicks off in your head? Like fantasy scenario.
Well, for me, like, obviously, I'm sure there is a few people that manage to make $1 million off affiliate marketing. There definitely is a few.
No,
I know it's
100
far and
million.
few between.
100 million.
There definitely is some that have made that much.
Yeah, what would you have to do, though? What goes up? Do you have to start a company?
You
of,
have to think.
what
You have to
happens?
think and build it. You have to think in steps. So, like, you have affiliate marketing that gives you some money. You have trading, and if you're consistently profitable, that's another thing that gives you some money. Now you have money to be able to invest into other things. So these are just stepping stones.
Yeah, but if you...
No, that's not how it works.
I'm trying to do a thought experiment.
Oh, where Torex try to get you.
Did you kind of get what I was saying, Fish? Like he would like set up some new thing. Like
You have to set up yourself for scale.
Yeah, you got to scale it. So like you wouldn't be doing what you're doing now. You'd be setting up some business around something, networking with people. There's a different path there, and it's sitting there and it's waiting for you to just nab it. You just got to change your fucking
And scale doesn't cost anything. This is just a way how you set it up.
It's just that's the fucking weird magical part about it all. It's like the mystic voodoo of the universe. It's just confidence, and I don't know how to explain it. It's really weird, but it works.
So what are you saying?
You're putting in the same time, but now you're moving better, and it's because you have the confidence to aim higher. It's weird. It's hard to explain.
I don't need to have any confidence. I don't really need to aim higher.
No, but you'd put in the same amount of time or whatever. You need to be a little bit on the old. I don't know how to explain it. You'd be setting yourself up differently. Instead of doing what you're doing now, you would be probably setting up a business and networking with people. And I don't know much about what you do.
Okay, now how do you network with people?
Well, how do you?
And networking is not a must, but it's a crucial part. But that's not really the point of this conversation. This is just one way of doing it. The point is, if you set yourself up for scale, you're doing certain things different.
Yeah, everything you do is different. The way you put your time in. Yeah.
Give you an example. I have a hard limit of $2 million. Yes. What I'm doing right now on YouTube, that's at a hard limit of $2 million. Cannot exceed that amount, ever. That has a multitude of reasons, which are liquidity as example, the fact that I'm still retail, and a few other things. So I'm limiting myself basically to a fixed amount, and that is the wrong way. That is exactly what Forex is trying to tell you, to set your setup for scale so you don't hit those limits. I solved this problem by running the same train on multiple lanes, basically. technically, like this is a technical limit I have, which every retail trader has, by the way. It's about $2 million.
You're still scaling though.
Yeah, but my point is not what's done. This is just there's just a limitation in how the system is designed, and this limitation has a hard limit. So it's not set up for scale because of the way it's arranged. I can still scale it. I have systems in place to scale it. If somebody drops tomorrow another 2 million, I will not refuse it because I have a way to handle it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is it's set up for a limit, and if you accept this limit, this is as far as I can go. Every minute you're spending towards that limit is basically a minute wasted.
Right, because everything is planned around that, because everything's interconnected, right? That's what you're saying.
Exactly. Like, if you, I mean, I have different channels, I have multiple liquidity pools, so I don't really, the firm doesn't have the limit, but a single trading account has it. That's what I meant. If you set yourself up with a single broker, you have no company registered, and and all of this kind of stuff, then you're gonna be in this basket forever.
Yeah,
I'm not in that
that's literally it. You're literally, that was the perfect. Bravo!
Well,
I clap right now, but I'm gonna push to talk. There you go.
But what am I doing? That's a
well
problem.
No, it's well put. Because everything is.
What's the problem?
Well, okay. Imagine it this way. We'll put it this way. You're making a house. But when you make the house, you have to set up the foundation, right?
Yeah.
So imagine you can't change the foundation later on, but you want to make the house bigger, but now you can't. You know what I'm saying? So the more you have to plan the foundation.
I don't want to make the house
Fish just
bigger.
said. Okay, whatever.
I don't want to make the house bigger.
But there's no reason not to.
Extending losses now down 2%.
Because you might end up finding out that you're putting in the same amount of time, but you're getting further. So you probably shouldn't limit yourself, because there's probably a lot more you could actually do. You just need to believe in that, basically.
Well, no, I have
mystical
been.
magic in there.
Recently, I've been actually getting serious about trading. I've been, investing more money into my accounts, and actually saying, well, I would prefer to do this over affiliate marketing, which I feel is dying out. It's going to get it's already oversaturated. And I've been studying this for about 3 years, trading, and I have the patience for it. I have the psychology for it. Now, the money, yes, I can eventually work my way up to put more money into the account to actually make it livable off of, yes.
Sup, Zanati? Haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, how are we?
I don't know. How are you?
What the fuck? Who are you?
Yeah, who the fuck is this guy?
Error 404, I don't know.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, not too bad. Just chilling a bit, just working a lot, because I got the rest of the month off uni before I do my final 6 months, and yeah.
What's the school situation over there?
Sorry?
The school/education situation in general over there?
It's still all online, because COVID's still going around and etc. But I think some things are going to start to open up this semester, seeming that all of our vaccinations are really high, and we're all getting our booster shots. Yeah, so...
That sounds alright. Here is like one week online, 1 week in school physically, but you have to bring a rapid test.
Oh, okay, that's actually really interesting. Where I don't know if you've looked at the news, but we've got a massive shortage in Australia. They completely fucked up again, of course. They've basically gone, okay, so the PCR test, like the proper official test, doesn't matter anymore. Like, fuck them. As long as you can get your hands on rat tests, and you register you're positive, then you have to lock down for 7 days. But as soon as they lifted that up, now there's no rat test availability. Everyone bought the demand and people are selling it for high prices on the marketplace, but literally no one, even if you got symptoms, can get your hands on them.
Scalping.
Literally,
Yeah. This shit has gone insane. This has gone too far.
Around here you can buy the test in 7-Eleven for $1.20 or something like that.
Yeah.
Around here, it doesn't even matter if you have a positive test or not. No one's stopping you from anything.
So some stores and retailers are selling them for $45 individually.
That should be a crime.
Yeah. Well, when I say that, I was referring to before last week, because now they've put in a law that you cannot mark up a rat test by 20%. Otherwise, the company will be publicly shamed, as well as a $45,000 fine.
That's okay. Yeah, but here, when the new semester started, we actually got the tests, all of them, that are required. So we have them here. So the government kind of avoided that situation by, okay, you have to go to the school anyway to pick up the materials, the books and whatnot, and within that package were all the tests that are required for the full semester.
Oh, that's great. If it can be well managed and organized like that, things will go through smoothly.
So we cannot really use the test for us, but if I would like, okay, I feel like shit and I'm not in the mood to walk to 7-Eleven, then I just can take one of my daughter's tests and then just I go to 7-Eleven and buy one, so to fill up her stock again.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to buy it within the next couple of days because she's got a whole semester's worth. So you can just go in next week and go, all right, I used 3, you're going to buy another 3.
But the government basically made sure that the tests are from day one are available. Which is kind of strange because usually the Thai government is not that efficient.
I personally think all this shit's insane.
Yeah, my uni hasn't been clear on really what's going to happen, so I start again end of Feb/March, and we're going to all have like a 1 week's notice of what's going to be happening. And they're going to tell us.
What if you're positive? Can you make an actual test? Because the rapid tests are false positive.
That's true. Yes, you can. If you come up positive on a rat test, you can go get a PCR test. But sometimes you have to literally go driving for 2 to 3 days and go to all sites to see if you can get in, because they're usually overwhelmed.
Around here it's different. They actually refuse. I never been tested actually. I have the vaccine, but I never been tested. I tried it 4 times, and every time I basically got refused on some trumped up charges.
Okay, yeah. The people who can go and get tested, what's usually the wait time?
There's no wait time. You just go to a spot or you pre-register or whatever, and then you wait there for a few hours. But it's gonna get done. So that's not the problem. The problem is the people that actually run these places. They have no interest in taking care of you, and the law says if you test positive, you become their responsibility.
Oh my god, this is fucking insane.
So and if you're a foreigner, then they come up with all kinds of trumped up bullshit like, do you have social security? Yes, I have. Here's my card. Do you have this? Yes, here is my document. Do you have this? Yeah. Where do you live? Oh, this is 100 meters outside my territory. Fuck off.
All right. So if you do come up positive, what's the amount of time in lockdown required?
14, but but if you are outside, if you don't lock down yourself, then they have to do it for you. That's gonna cost them money.
What the hell is
And
going
they'll
on?
probably try and put it on you.
Basically, by law, they have to get you off the street. If you get tested positive, it's the responsibility of the hospital or of the institution that carries out the test to get you off the street.
Oh my god. That's
So
fucking
in
insane.
saying that, if you test positive and you're like, all right, I'm going straight home, will they come in like a few days' time or something, or a week, just to check that you're home, knock on the door?
Yeah, this is not really a thing here because there's no real house registration going on. I mean, everybody has a house registration, but it's somewhere. It's most of the time not where you actually live. So law enforcement cannot really check on you.
Right, yeah, that's what makes it different to here. Like, if we're in lockdown for 7 days or so, I know quite a few people who have just had police visits. Like 3 or 4 officers would go to their house and fully masked up and everything with gloves and knock and just make sure you're there. Ask for
That's fucking pathetic.
they want your ID and everything. And if
That's actually
not, and they
scary.
can't see you there, then it's a $5,500 fine, I think.
That's actually really scary. That they have this much control over people.
No, they're just enforcing the law. This is just this would be in Germany the same. Just a cop will show up and ring your door, and if you're there, you say hi, how are you, and he goes, and if you're not there, you go to jail.
And here in America, you can be tested positive and no one's stopping you from going anywhere.
But that is also a difference in the amount of hundreds of thousands of deaths you guys have had compared to us.
They call everything a COVID death because hospitals get paid for each patient that dies of COVID.
Oh,
Doesn't matter if you actually died from it or not.
Yeah, that's true. We're having that problem here as well, where it's like, okay,
It's literally, they don't.
There's been 100 people put in to ICU who have COVID, and it's like they try and make it sound like every single 100 people who has gone into ICU is because of COVID. Yet it's only probably like 70%. And the other 30% just happen to have caught COVID while in ICU.
It's just because they want to sell the ICU seats because this is a lot of money.
Yeah,
It's just business.
Oh, they also want to up the statistics.
they do want to up the statistics.
It's a fear factor kind of thing.
If they really cared this much about health, they would do the same thing for seasonal influenza, which is dangerous to old people and people that have autoimmune conditions, same as COVID. Now there's Omicron. That's less dangerous. It's just more contagious. And everyone's getting it, whether they're vaccinated or not. We have a vaccine for it. If the vaccine works so well, then why can't we end everything?
Because of the vaccine, it's not dangerous, by the way.
Yeah.
It was never really dangerous.
The
It was
vaccine
only
was
dangerous to a certain groups of people.
You're just making statements without the knowledge behind it. It's not dangerous because you're vaccinated. The virus cannot really and inflict in that way.
I know people that have been vaccinated, people that haven't been vaccinated. They're getting the same symptoms.
You're getting the same symptoms because it's still the same virus. What's your point?
Yeah, but the vaccinated people and the unvaccinated people in my family that have all gotten it, they have no difference in symptoms.
Yeah, again, it's the same virus. What's your point?
If it was truthfully so much dangerous to be vaccinated.
Chicken wings. You can't measure something like this on such a small amount of people, aka your family, because back here in
And
Australia,
all the doctors, all the science, all the doctors, everything that's been censored from Google.
I'm just trying to show my perspective on this.
Everything you read's been censored, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, you are one of these conspiracy guys.
Well, haven't you ever? How often has Dr. Fauci?
You already order a chainsaw so you can get rid of the 5G masts?
No. They admitted a few days ago, they published saying that masks never work unless it's an N95 respirator, which all these conspiracy theorists have said from the beginning. They don't.
Yeah, this is just messing up with the information you get. Nobody ever said that masks works. They are not. This is not the purpose of the device.
He did say that.
Oh, nobody said that.
Yes, they did. The CDC
No,
said they recommend that you wear a cloth mask.
Yeah, exactly. They recommend that you wear a mask. They didn't say it's gonna help. It's gonna protect you from COVID.
They
Just misinterpreting information and put your conspiracy nonsense on top of it.
What do you mean? What conspiracy nonsense? This isn't a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy.
Dude, if you have a web on your window, less mosquitoes gonna come into your house. But guess what? There will be a mosquito in your house.
That is totally different than.
It's exactly the same because the web on your window is exactly the same as the mask in front of your face.
You're
Yeah, it's
interpreting
very-
everything definitively. You're going, okay, if this happens, this is 100% it. It's either 100% or zero, but that's not how it works with things like the vaccine and masks. Masks, for example, the standard blue ones that they recommend you to wear are not 100% effective, but it doesn't mean they work or they don't work. They minimize up to a certain percentage. They're not
They
100%
proved that wrong
effective. And then the
recently.
K95s are more effective. It's like the vaccine. It's a percentage decrease in severity of symptoms. Having the vaccine does not mean you're going to get zero symptoms. And
Then why
being
can't we?
sorry,
Exactly, you're still gonna get sick because it's still the same virus. Nothing has changed.
Then why can't it be treated like the flu then at this point? If this vaccine works, it's not stopping people from spreading it.
because they
People are
want to
still getting
minimize the amount of people that are dying, not spreading.
It's
The
their
vaccine
choice
doesn't
at that
say
point.
we're going to 100% reduce how contagious it is. All it is,
choice
it's going
at
to
this point.
it's going to slightly decrease how contagious the virus is. Everyone is most likely still going to get it, but what it's going to really decrease is the amount of people that are going to overwhelm the hospitals and the medical
The
system.
hospitals were
the
never
whole point of the
overwhelmed.
vaccines.
The other thing is, if you are vaccinated against the flu, you still carrying it,
Yeah.
still spreading it.
And why
This
does
argument is completely pointless and brainless as well. This is just conspiracy nonsense. You're vaccinated against the flu, that doesn't mean you are not carrying it.
you just said what I said? I said, why does everybody have to get vaccinated then if they don't want to?
What, you has to? You just stay at home then?
The medical system, they don't want it to be overwhelmed.
It's never been
Everyone
overwhelmed.
has the same point of view as you, where it's like just everyone stay unvaccinated. Well, the medical system's going to completely go under. I've had to take my partner into hospital for about 4 to 5 times in the last 2 years. And do you know how shit it's been because there's so many beds being taken up? We've been waiting in emergency for 8 to 12 hours while she's literally convulsing.
Because they reserved all these beds for COVID patients.
Minutes to an hour. It's not just COVID that this is protecting against, but it's the whole medical system across the globe. As soon
They
as you get
reserved-
overwhelmed, people don't just die from COVID, they die from a lot of other things because there's too much demand.
They
Everything is welcome
reserved.
to supply and demand, and it's protecting that.
They
Even if there, I mean, you are 100% right, but even if there is no demand, the facts are still there, and they were there with everything else we had before. Nothing has really changed. This is just something new, and a lot of idiots never had it before. Like, this has never happened in their lifetime, so this is like, whoa, the government will make something up. Especially with vaccination passports, this kind of stuff. I have a vaccination passport, and it was issued in 1974.
They never had vaccinations required to go into restaurants or bars or anything like that. And also, they never required a vaccine that was made in 1 year, required for you to take, which has caused problems with people. I'm not saying don't get the vaccine.
Okay, I give another example. This is just as a shift in society, and not a shift in administration. Like 5 years ago, one of my friends wanted to come and visit me. He never left Germany in his life. The first question he had, what vaccinations do I need? Because I live in Asia.
Yeah, that's for traveling, and that's different.
No, it's not different. It's just a different way of how people see things now. Because this is a new thing. Like I said, everybody's bitching about a vaccination passport. I have a vaccination passport. It's 45 years old.
Yeah, did you have to ever show it to go into a bar or a restaurant?
That's not the point. You had to show it. Have you ever flown into Africa or out of Africa? If you don't have proof of vaccination, you go to quarantine. And that's like 10 years. It's 10 years like this.
That's completely different than what they're trying to say now. Now they're trying to say you can't go to the bar, you can't go to the restaurant, you have to take this vaccine that's been recently made, or else you're going to lose your job.
Okay, so because the problem is in front of your doorstep and not in a different country, the rules have to be different, or what? What's your point here?
My point is, the vaccine was recently made, and people are uncomfortable taking it.
You stay at home and not take it, so nobody forces you.
Yeah, they do. If you have a certain job, they force you to take it. And it's not doing anything. It's not stopping the spread.
No vaccine stops any spread.
Yeah, as I said earlier...
Well, polio almost got eradicated.
No, it doesn't. The vaccine didn't stop polio. The people that getting it and vaccinated, they're still carrying it. They're just not getting infected by it. And there's this little thing called herd immunity. So if a lot of people around you are vaccinated and you have polio and or everybody you touch is vaccinated, the virus is gonna die before it can infect somebody that is not vaccinated. It's called herd immunity.
Yes, I know what herd immunity is.
So why are we having this conversation then? Because a vaccine never stops the spread of anything.
Well, this isn't even a vaccine. COVID vaccine, it's not even a vaccine.
And what about this doesn't change it? We're talking about something completely different.
I'm just trying to say that I disagree with all these regulations and restrictions.
Governments have to do something, and this is the best thing they came up with. And I mean, you're free to leave, by the way.
That are immunocompromised and, at risk at home, and let the other people just go out and live their lives if they want to. And then you can get a natural form of herd immunity because this thing doesn't go away. You can get this twice. I mean, we're going to be here year after year after year doing this. I mean, this is getting to the point where it's becoming insane.
Yes, we're going to have to learn to live with it. However, I don't think the world is willing to sacrifice tens of millions of people's lives just to do it that way.
Millions. It's not.
It's going to be millions and millions. Yes, it is.
It's not going to be millions of millions. It's getting weaker. It's getting weaker. That's why it's so contagious.
Why do you think it's been getting weaker recently?
The Omicron variant is shown to be less dangerous. That's what viruses naturally do. They want to keep their hosts alive because if they kill the host too quickly, they also die. So that's what viruses naturally do. There's been no science behind this. I mean...
Omicron has taken lives. You do know that, yeah.
So has the flu. So have common colds. Do we shut down for the flu? Should we do this out for the rest of our life? Because someone could die?
It's different at this point in time. The flu, we have lived with the flu for so long and different variants of the flu that we are basically untouched now. We get a little bit sick. And eventually it's going to get like that with COVID. But
go look at how many people from the year 2020 died from heart disease, cancer. All of those are dramatically reduced. Why is that? If you look at the number of average deaths that have happened, there is no huge spike in 2020. There is not. There is years in the 80s where we've had more deaths. There's clearly, this is being taken out of context so much. I mean, the CDC said at one point, if a doctor feels that a patient has died from COVID, they are allowed to say that. without even testing them. Eventually, they changed that, and the amount of COVID deaths dramatically dropped. Nothing has ever made sense about this pandemic. In 1968, whatever year the Woodstock came out with, we had a virus that killed 4 million in 1 year, and nothing ever shut down, and nothing ever changed, and life went on as usual. No one noticed anything. I'm not saying that that's okay or whatnot, but and the population was less back then, supposedly. So now it just seems like this is more about control.
All right, let's put that in numbers. How many less people need to die before you think this is gonna be a normal thing?
Well, how many people have really... The CDC admitted that only like 10% of the COVID cases were truthfully from COVID.
It doesn't matter. Let's just say 1 million people die a year. Would it be okay when 500,000 die a year?
That's how many the influenza virus kills a year.
You're not answering my question.
What? What? I told you, 500,000 people on average die a year from influenza.
Yeah, but that is not what I asked, and you know it.
You did ask that.
I asked how, if hypothetically 1 million people will die on COVID, would it be just as much as a problem when 500,000 die?
As much as how many die?
Half of that.
Would it be just as much of a problem?
Will be the steps taken and whatever just as much of a problem as it is now?
If 1 million were to die a year and only half of... What I'm trying to... Okay, so you say 1 million die per year from COVID, supposedly. And you have 500,000 that die from seasonal influenza.
Oh, that's not what I said. I said if in 2 years, in 3 years, 500,000 people die of COVID, will that be acceptable?
Well, if 2 years and 3 years, only 500,000 people die of COVID, that's way less than the seasonal flu is.
Euro, yeah.
So
It doesn't matter about the seasonal flu. I asked about one thing, and that was COVID.
well,
Just avoiding the answer, that's all.
life is full of risks.
I don't care. I asked you a simple question. Would it be just as dramatic when half the number of people died?
Would it be? I'm trying to tell you that life is about risks.
And I don't give a fuck. I asked you a simple question. If now 1 million people die on COVID, and then in 3 years 500,000 people, okay, let's make it 300,000 people die on COVID, would that be worse what's happening right now?
Well, no. It wouldn't not be worth to shut all this down just to save those amount of lives that already the average age of a COVID death is already about 70 years above the average age of life expectancy.
Yeah, it's besides the point. So let me just finish what I wanted to say. Now that you answered the question, since this is no different. In 2000, 1.7 million people died on HIV, and today 680,000 people dying still on HIV, and nobody gives a fuck about it. And that is exactly what happened with COVID.
That is what's going to happen. It's only political right now.
No, it's not. It's just evolution. That's the point I'm trying to make here. Like you talking about everybody is controlling everything, and guess what? Today everybody fucks with a condom, and this is a major inconvenience, and everybody does it anyway. And nobody is bitching about it like a little girl, like you doing just now.
How am I bitching like a little girl?
Close all.
just look up HIV statistics for the last 10 years. And I just asked you the very same question and you confirmed that the inconvenience would be less. So it will be exactly the same. I actually made the numbers much, much smaller. You still confirmed it. So if the change in infections or death would be much less, you will already be okay with it. The only problem we have here is time and not the thing itself.
Well, all I can say is that people are not falling for this anymore. I see it every single day. People are actually getting sick of this. And I fear there actually could be a possible civil war over this. Because in our country, all the guns have been sold out. All the ammo's been sold out. That scares me more than COVID does. The fact that you're shutting down people's businesses, you're forcing people to... They can't go to work anymore. Kids can't go to school anymore. And we have a country that has a Second Amendment. That's what's concerning. Now you're no longer talking about shutting down the government. It's not about protecting people's health. It's talking about what effects do these shutdowns have?
I don't think there's a negative impact at all.
You don't think that shutting the economy down had zero negative impact?
Yes.
How could it not have any negative impact? It has caused so many suicides, so many businesses to fail. People now are refusing to go back to work. This is going to eventually, in a few years, create a huge problem.
The suicides are actually not up. And this took me like 9 seconds to find that out.
What? What?
They said it took me about 9 seconds to find that out. The peak in suicide was in 2015.
What about what?
Suicides. You mentioned suicides and you said they're going up, but this is not true. The peak of suicide was in 2015. Never went higher since then.
There was suicides involved from the lockdowns. Drug use went up. All these other things went up.
Drug use is also down. The peak of drug use was 2017. Took me 4 seconds to find out.
Oh, because you got that. What search engine are you using? Google? Use Bing instead.
Okay.
Don't try and make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, for the cable. For the record, for the record, for the record, for the record. Been a little too nice to y'all.
Peak in 2017, first result. Declining since then.
Yeah, but did they ever mention that, like in the 2020, there was a short spike of this? I don't see it.
No.
That's just when it peaked. They seriously never mentioned that. That there was a peak in 2020 of drug overdoses and suicides. At the very beginning of the COVID-19 outbreak, there was.
So was when the Industrial Revolution happened. This is gonna be a good thing, by the way.
What's going to be a good thing?
All of that.
All of what?
The changes in society is gonna be for the better. Actually supercharge a certain trend.
There is no change in society.
This is what I keep trying to say, to tell you, and you know that I try to do that, because that's why you're ignoring my questions, because you know that the answer you're gonna give me gonna confirm what I'm saying. There is all these things have a change in society following it. Just look what HIV did to society.
Well, HIV is pretty different, and also you did have that Dr. Fauci that was incredibly wrong about it. Never even been a real doctor.
What is so different about it?
Well, he tried to make it seem like people could get it without even having sex.
Yeah, so? What's wrong with that?
Why does he get to make all of these decisions?
You need to stop with the he. We're talking about a society, not about a single person.
Well, society has always been garbage. Because most people are mentally ill and unstable.
I got ahead, guys. Have a good one.
I'm gonna go too. This conversation going nowhere anyway, since all the values are taken from the neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go like swing my club at some balls or something. This push to talk shit on my phone. I sent you a quick message on just regarding a question.
Wait, what?
I just sent you a message regarding a question.
Send me a message. Damn.
Yeah, like a minute ago. I
see it. Okay.
Too easy. All right, thanks. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Cable.
Morning.
Oh, you missed something really nice.
And what's that?
Sorry?
What did I miss?
Conspiracy, nonsense, COVID, whatever.
Ah, yeah, it's right up my street.
COVID basically supercharged evolution, and most people don't really see that.
Oh, that's a new one. Well, actually, yeah, okay. Okay, I like that.
Sure, there are ill intentions and whatnot, but this is not the point. That's of all of that. In society is gonna move forward no matter what. That's what I meant.
Yeah, but will it move forward with a microchip embedded in it? That's what I want to know.
But that's the whole idea. That's it doesn't really matter. Evolution is gonna happen no matter what.
I mean, are we gonna, you know, Elon Musk's thing, the Neuralink? If we'll be using the electronic method of distributing vaccines in our body or recognizing viruses.
That's not really what Neuralink does, but yeah, there is possibility. There are possibilities for stuff like that, of course. It's just evolution, and it's we cannot really blame technology and evolution of technology, invention and whatnot, when it's being used for malicious purposes. That's not really what this is all about. At least not for me.
Yeah. Where are we going with this again? So, what's the conspiracy theory? Is that we will evolve quicker as a result of COVID? Is that it?
Yes. You see the shift now in the work environments, whatever that happened. Like imagine, like 3 years ago, working from home. That would be impossible.
That's right. Yeah, definitely.
like you and me are different, but you know, I mean, everybody around you. Like if you would have said 5 years ago, I don't go out, I work in my underpants. That's just something that's impossible to imagine for anybody. Now, this is a very normal thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And even office space are gonna be. There's gonna be a supply on office space because it's just never gonna be refitted anymore. So the whole thing that's around that, this is just gonna disappear for some businesses or for some industries. Let's put it that way.
It could be a huge cost saving. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's not even about that. It's about how society is going to change about that. I mean, there's going to be a massive step into a different direction that's going to happen because of all this. Like I said, like what we do, what you and me did like 10 years ago, this was like everybody's looking at you like, who are you? I mean, you're what is that? This is like, yeah, I can't grasp that. And today, this is just, yeah, whatever. Of course, now everybody's, oh, this is going to cost jobs, this is going to cost this is going to cost this. But in the end, this will be a good thing. And people just not getting it right now because of the drama and whatnot.
Well, it's certainly changing society and the way we work. Whether it's a good thing, not so sure.
Yeah, of course, the ill-intended use gonna make some bad things. It's just like with everything else that happened before. Society is gonna overcome it at some point. And to chicken wings, I just made this example with HIV, and he just, I mean, I think he knew that I'm right, and he just refused to answer the question.
Oh, lay it on me then. What was the question?
I just made the example, like how many because he was counting dead people, and then I said, okay, how many deaths did cause HIV on peak, and then would you be okay if that peak would be reduced by 30% on COVID cases, like transporting the problem to today, which is COVID. So let's just say, okay, we have 1 million COVID deaths today, and if we have like 300,000 COVID deaths in 2 years or 3 years, would that be okay for you?
I'm going to need a coffee for this one just to catch up and meet your intellectual level. Right, okay.
I'm gonna do that too. Let's just make a beep when you're back.
Alrighty, give me a sec. Okay, coffee's brewing. You back yet?
Yeah.
What you got going on there? Bit of Aussie yen scalping. Nice.
Yeah, when I was early up in the morning, 2 hours before my usual stream time, and then I saw that the Aussie dollar is kind of not moving, but the yen is getting strong for some reason. So I just sold it to the support and then bring my wife to work. And I was thinking, when it hits the VWAP, I'm gonna hit it hard again. But then it went over the VWAP. I didn't hit it that hard the second time, and my target is actually about 42 pips lower. Just took profit at the same support again.
Very nice, very nice. Second entry, good.
I guess it's gonna fuck around another hour or two until the VWAP and the resistance lines up, and then just hit it hard for the 40 pips down. Well, I'm completely wrong. Looking at the euro, it seems like that. And it's just gonna go straight up and makes the 61. I'm not gonna trade that if that happens. It's either short or not trade. Nice retracement would be very visible. Be it a pivot even. Maybe not a pivot. The S1. Yeah, about the conspiracy nonsense.
I don't know, you have to give me a good example. But, okay. So you freaked out chicken wings. And, what's next? You got the chair on the cat's tail.
She has big lungs, and this is a tiny cat.
Really so.
Yeah, whatever.
What's going on? Is there a dog there or something?
She just needs something to fuck. Okay, about the conspiracy nonsense. Answer me that. When did you have the last time hear anything about HIV?
2010?
There we go, 10 years. And how much do you think the death numbers are down?
Oh, I know there have been advancements in extending life with HIV. So I think we've made good progress.
Yeah, it's about 35% or something like that.
Okay, so your point being that, what about HIV compared to COVID?
No, I don't try to compare it. It's a completely different thing. It's just about the society element in it. What happened is everybody was crazy about it at first when it started, and everybody is like, oh, this is that, and we're never gonna go to Africa again, and blah blah blah, and don't be gay, and whatever.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean, right?
I thought the same thing, and the blaming it on South Africa, kind of. Yeah.
And now nobody gives a fuck about it anymore. But the infection numbers are still pretty high. But yeah, with modern medicine, this is. I personally have 2 friends that are HIV positive, but they're both over 50. They're never gonna die on AIDS. They're gonna die on natural causes because of the medication.
Okay. Don't know much about the medication, just that.
But that's also besides the point. I mean, making this argument in a COVID conversation is probably gonna derail everything anyway, so better don't do it. I just want to get into the society, in the effect on society about a thing like that.
Well, sales Durex went up, I imagine.
So like the world is gonna end, everybody's gonna die, don't be gay and don't go to Africa. like something like that.
By Durex, yeah.
And now nobody gives a shit anymore, but it's still there just like it was 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Yeah, 20 years ago. And but what has happened is that there was a major change in society, because today, if you don't know somebody, you don't fuck without a condom. And that had the effect that you're, first of all, not going to get HIV. I mean, very likely not going to get it. And the other sexual transmitted diseases are basically eradicated because of that.
Okay, so are we reaching a stage where it'll be... don't be in front of anybody where you can breathe on them, and don't touch. You know, is that the next wave?
No. I mean, it's not about that. You cannot. That's why I said you cannot really compare it. But this is just about the shift societies are going through when things like that happen, and this is usually for the better.
Free love in the 60s, you know, they might argue with that one.
There you go.
Can you say it changes? That it changes society for the better? We can say that virology probably and medicine has kind of come on leaps. Yeah, that would be true, but
yeah. On the opposite side, if you go on the conspiracy side, just stick with HIV in this example. And I agree with that. By the way, there is no medicine that makes it go away. There is no vaccine. There is nothing like that at all for this specific thing. But there is a massive cash cow for everybody that gets it.
A massive cash cow for everybody.
Because you have 2 choices. Number 1, you take the medicine, you die on natural causes. Number 2, you don't take the medicine, you die on AIDS. You're gonna die on a common cold or whatever, but you know what I mean.
So the cash cow is for big pharma.
No, but that's the counter argument everybody has, like, oh, they're gonna make so much money. Of course they're gonna do that. This is not the point. I mean, this is business. I will do it, you will do it, everybody will do it. I mean, this is like a license to print money. There's no incentive on making a vaccine that actually eliminates the HIV virus, because there is so much money to be made in selling medicine to keep you alive so you can die of natural causes.
Hell yeah.
Okay, where are we going with this?
But yeah, that's my argument, is that this is besides the point. Sure, there's always somebody that has some ill intent into whatever happens, but you cannot just dismiss the changes that happen in society because of HIV.
Yeah, 2 separate.
So today we fuck with a sock on and nobody gives a shit, but everybody has a problem wearing a mask. While you went to Asia like 5 years ago, like to China or to Vietnam or whatever, having a face mask on was not a strange thing. You constantly saw people with a face mask.
Hold on. Was the face mask for viral protection or pollution?
Both.
Because I thought it was all the face masks there were driven by pollution.
Sure, if you live in Shenzhen, it's like 90% pollution. But you see people that are in non-polluted areas that do it. They're just being more cautious about things, and nobody really cares about that in Asia. And now it's a worldwide, normal, in air quotes, thing.
What about if masks make people ill?
Can a piece of clothes make you ill?
By storing germs that you would normally breathe out into the air.
That's actually true.
In front of you.
But okay, chicken wings had a similar thing, but not exactly the same.
Oh, sorry, I'm a nightmare.
Sorry, I was hot micing myself. Chicken wings had a similar thing about that, and I just had a mosquito web example, like you having a mosquito web on your windows, so you can leave the windows open at night, but still there are gonna be mosquitoes in your house.
Okay, see, our
You're always doing the perfect trades.
and you just go off on another tangent altogether to counter me.
Right, alright, let's just be a trader. You do the perfect trades, you only trade perfect positions, and yet you get stopped out sometimes.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's just about chance. If you be aware of your surroundings, there's a much lesser chance that you're gonna get infected with something like that. I mean, look at how the infections work. You're not gonna get COVID from somebody you see on the bus stop, because you, as a human being, have a natural instinct to protect yourself, even if there is no such thing as COVID. You're not gonna cuddle with somebody on the bus stop. You're gonna have a distance to this person. You're gonna get COVID from people you know.
I don't know, if someone was handing out free hugs, you know, it'd be tempting.
But you know what I mean. Like that, if you just walk up to somebody, somebody you've never seen on a bus stop or in Starbucks or whatever, you're gonna naturally have a distance to this person. You're not gonna try to be close to them, because you would be seen as a creepy good dude.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah.
You know what I mean. Like you're not gonna get COVID from somebody on a bus stop. That's very unlikely.
Hold on. You're not going to get COVID from somebody on a bus stop. That's like, are they finally admitting it's airborne? And it's like, you know, just a bit of moisture in the air is all we need, and it's floating around the aircon systems.
But it's about chance. The chance that you're going to get it by standing on a sidewalk, on a bus stop, from the guy standing next to you, is like none. I mean, there is a chance you can have bad luck, you can get stopped out on your trade.
Do you know what? It would be like an imprisonable offence to sneeze.
Yeah, something like that. Whatever. But that's besides the point. This is just half the point I'm trying to make. Like, I mean, we can agree that you're not going to get COVID from somebody you see on a bus stop, because you're going to naturally have a distance from this person. Even like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you're going to have naturally distance to this person because you don't know this person.
I know, but they could sneeze and that was meant to come out at like 120 miles an hour.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's beside the point. That's just like you're getting stopped out on a trade. Because I'm trying to keep that moving. This situation. Like we established now that the chance of getting it from the person that's standing right next to you on the bus stop is very low. But if you both walk into the bus, the situation is gonna change.
Now I see where you're going. Okay, yeah. Yeah, get in this box with me and let's breathe the same air for a bit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's just assume the bus is air conditioned because it's in a hot country. Then this is like supercharging all of that. Because the air is constantly moving, and it's not moving out of the bus. It's just circulating inside the bus.
Okay, where are we going again with this?
This is where the face masks become in handy, because you're putting a distance in between you and everybody else by doing that. But that doesn't protect you in any way. It's about chance, and the same is like getting HIV from somebody. Because you're having a society have taught us to use a rubber as example. This is like a normal thing these days, but 10 years ago this wasn't. I'm pretty sure there's still some churches who preach against using condoms.
Oh yeah, probably.
So you know what I mean, but they're a minority right now because everybody sees that as common sense. You just swiped right on Tinder. You don't know this person at all, so better be a little bit more careful and bring a rubber. It's not gonna stop you from getting infected if you do something crazy or whatever. It's gonna increase your chance dramatically.
The way of the future is whether you'll have like a medical tagging system, and that swipe on Tinder or whatever app will have like a medical rating, where they're tested live, so you know exactly what they've got.
But that didn't happen with HIV either, and COVID is not worse.
That's true, it didn't really happen with HIV, yeah. Didn't tattoo anybody or anything, did we?
Then there was also this argument, this is gonna cause a civil war. Yeah, well, it did. I mean, people literally went on anti-gay rants or whatever, or anti-Africa. This is like human societal-made racism. So some target groups are more likely to getting something.
Yeah, you just tell me what side you want me to argue, and I'll argue it. Go for it.
That's the problem. I'm on no side. I mean, I see your arguments, and I see that there is some truth to that. But there is also that there will be an impact to society, and this will be for the better.
That was the argument I wanted to have with you. I agree that society will advance, but whether it will be for the better, it'll be more isolated than ever, more technology dependent. Well, I don't know.
That is actually something I agree with you, but this is not the fault of COVID. This is the fault of how society is being created since the last 10, 15 years maybe. And we're heading to this minimum attention span kind of thing, trolling on the internet and all this kind of stuff. This is becoming our lives, and COVID just kind of supercharging it. But COVID is not the cause of it. Society is going to progress into that direction no matter what.
So COVID is just an enzyme then, speeding up the passage.
Yeah, it's just putting kerosene in the fire that's already burning really, really hard. I mean, everybody says like the conspiracy people like say, do your research. Well, do your research. But just do it somewhere else on a part that is not connected to that. And then these trends are kind of becoming very, very clear. I mean, I experienced this kind of trends firsthand. I was lucky enough to be in my 20s when that shift actually happened. So I actually witnessed that firsthand.
What are we talking about now? Shift from the floor markets into technology online, or AIDS?
No, I mean what you said about isolation and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah. We just sit in our homes and plug into our machines and not engage with other people unless it's online.
Yeah, right. And I'm one of them. I'm totally guilty of that. I have no desire going anywhere ever.
I have to admit I'm the same now. I just like a nicer view out the window.
That's why the COVID doesn't exist for me, because nothing has changed. Don't leave the house anyway, so whatever. This is just a trend of how society is, where society is progressing to, and sooner or later. And then everybody's like, "Oh, metaverse and blah blah blah." But this is just the next step. It's gonna happen if it doesn't matter who does it. I mean, if Zuckerberg doesn't do it, somebody else will. Always some evil aspects to all of that. I mean, my personal experience was actually in the education sector, and this was really, really tough. I mean, not for me, but I mean to see how this evolution is actually progressing, and in what kind of speed that happened. We're talking like 5 years, not like a generation.
Hold on, you're going to take the optimistic stance and everything here, because I can remind you of a film called Idiocracy that is out at the moment on Amazon again.
Yeah, and it's not a film; it's a documentary, and that's what I'm getting at, actually.
So in some ways we're getting smarter, more evolved, advancing stuff. In other ways, not so much.
Idiocracy is actually a really good example. I mean, it's a comedy, but it actually nails that down pretty much, because technology is controlling these people like by 100%. It's not like technology forces people to control them. They just don't want to turn on the brain in order to make it happen, or in order to make something else happen. Because life is good. We got our what is it? Got the electrolytes. I forgot already how it's named.
It wasn't Gatorade, no.
Yeah, but it's a Gatorade thing. But I think it has a different name. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it's like, but this is where we're heading to, basically.
Yeah, I mean, well, maybe not that example, but we're going in all directions at the same time. It's confusing.
So there are a few people will do everything, and the rest will just be sheep. It's by design.
I want to know when they'll come up with a cure for death. That's all.
And the ultimate solution for all that is don't be sheep.
Yeah, environmental conditioning is on the rise.
That's pretty much the last coffin in the nail.
That's the coffin in the nail. I haven't been watching the news for a few days. Who are we blaming country-wise for the biggest problems at the moment?
I mean, turning off nuclear is like the worst mistake ever. That's why I actually said it reverse, coffin in the nail.
Oh, I thought that was just an English faux pas, and yeah, okay.
And everybody like, we have to go green. Yeah, we have to go green, no question about that. But you cannot just turn off nuclear, because this is the greenest power we have.
Well, hold on, you can't really turn off nuclear, can you?
Yeah, that's actually good point you're just making. I mean, everybody's turning off nuclear, but you can't anyway. So just keep it running. Damn it.
How's Fukushima doing? I assume that one's still going strong. Nobody talking about it.
I don't know, really. I really would like to go there with a Geiger counter, with an old-fashioned Geiger counter.
Yeah, definitely. I want to get an old-fashioned Geiger counter just to go around the supermarket for a chuckle.
Yeah, let's do that. Actually, there's a really funny documentary about a 14-year-old boy that created a fast breeder in a shed.
What's a fast breeder? What's that? An Olympic chicken?
No, it's a type of nuclear power plant.
Oh, okay.
You have the conventional nuclear power, which uses pure uranium, and you have breeders that actually do more or less recycling. They're recycling basically themselves.
Have you heard of the thorium design that they haven't put enough research into?
But it's very much less efficient.
I know, but the reaction isn't like, you know, take the pin out and, oh shit, run, gotta keep it cool or we're fucked. With thorium, it doesn't have the same method of decay.
Yeah, that's right, but the efficiency is too low. It's just not worth it. I mean, then you can just burn coal.
Anyway, your point was there's a big run towards green energy. The gas market is got its arm tied behind its back at the moment. All the people trying to buy gas. Russia's got a big smile on their face. I imagine China's okay with everything.
Well, it's basically comes down all to making money, and I mean the nuclear thing is just like, I mean with exiting the nuclear age, this is like a really good example, and a pretty clear statement as well for everybody with half a brain that this is all about making money, and nobody gives a fuck on how this planet ends up.
It's all about making money. Well, you know, we need energy. You know.
Germany is actually the best example about all this.
I remember watching documentaries on the wind farms and how they power the grid and how it's cellular kind of, in a way it's split up so that the energy is distributed evenly. Very clever.
Well, in around 2000, I think, or maybe let's just say before, a little bit before, I'm not sure about the number, 35% of all the power that came in average from in Germany that's being used was nuclear.
30%?
35%, yes.
And any idea what the rest was?
Coal mostly, and like non-existing green.
All right. Okay. So green wasn't even chipping in, but I kind of got the impression it was like 60 or 70% in Germany that was being green energy fed.
Yeah, now they claim that, but I'm pretty sure that's not true. And yeah, now that was in the past, by the way. And now they try to get into the green thing. I don't know the numbers exactly about when, how much, and whatnot. But there's a clear trend that they are trying to go green. And then Fukushima happened, and the all-great Chancellor Merkel turns off all nuclear power plants.
Well, you know, I like the sound of that. That seems sensible to me.
Yeah, wait for until what I have to say next. What do you think did cover that loss of energy?
What covered that loss of energy? Did they end up having to buy in energy from other countries because they couldn't produce enough themselves from the green stuff going on?
That's what they did. That's how they actually justified it, by saying we're gonna buy the power from somewhere else. And where are they gonna buy the power from? They're gonna buy it mostly from France. And guess what? Like 70% of the French energy is nuclear.
Oh, French. Yeah, cheeky.
The Japanese Prime Minister Kishida says they won't touch the sales tax for the time being.
I mean, at that time, these numbers are all shifted now. This is not accurate for currently now. But the point is, they only bought it for the time they needed to get to alternative sources. Now they have. Guess what that is?
Digging a hole in the ground.
Bingo!
Yeah.
Germany became the largest coal producer in the European Union. You know what makes it even worse? The coal you can find in Germany is the worst type you can burn. I mean, this is like, you can make your barbecue with that, and that's it.
Oh, I got a bugbear here. Surely, like, burning some coal, putting some carbon into the atmosphere, it's going to help the trees. I think that it's going to help all the trees grow.
Yeah, but there's a tiny problem about this equation. There are not enough trees.
Oh yeah, if we could all go on a tree planting expedition, I think that'd be a good idea. Like, you know, national service. Everybody in the country goes and plants a tree.
It's just another money-making scam. Plant a tree in your name, yeah, whatever. BMW is made out of trees or what? The point is, they claimed to go green, and the end result was it's just very large scale corruption, and they reopened coal mines that were closed for centuries. Not because of the legislation of being green, they were closed because they were inefficient, because the coal that's in the ground is so bad in quality. All you can do with it is make a barbecue. You cannot produce electricity with it.
I think we need all packaging that we use to be burnable, and then we keep that packaging to fuel our homes and heat them.
More from the Japanese Prime Minister sees no need to tweak the budget balancing target now.
There are plastics, but they have some other problems which are against our other human aspects.
Where it comes from oil, so yeah.
No, that's what I meant. Like, there is plastics that do not come from oil, and they are biodegradable as well. So they're not keep splitting into smaller and smaller pieces. They actually degrade.
If we went back to the olden days, to being given a crate, wooden crate full of vegetables or food, and we had like an open fire, and it was like, oh, it's cold tonight, and I haven't got any fuel, and well, we just use that crate. It's simple.
Yeah, society is too fucked up for that. So this is just the reality. I mean, I see that here in Thailand, like literally every day. People are just designed to do certain things, even if they are really bad. I mean, not bad in terms of my grandchildren is gonna know about it. I mean, bad in real time bad.
Like a fridge on fire in the
Japanese Prime Minister
garden.
does expect the BOJ to make efforts to achieve their 2% inflation target.
Like a real-time example. You go to a 7-Eleven, you take out a sandwich, ham, cheese, whatever, out of the refrigerator and give it to the staff to put it into the waffle machine.
Yeah.
So they do that for you. Meanwhile, you're paying your bill, and then you wait for the rest of the 30 seconds for the waffle machine to finish. And then they have this paper trays where they put your ready-made stuff in, out of the waffle machine, inside this paper tray. And then they put the paper tray in a freaking plastic bag.
Yeah. The world is ending.
Then I keep saying, don't put it in a plastic bag. And they look at me like I'm coming from a different planet because I refuse the plastic bag.
Well, that's a good thing. Good strength of character you got there. Not using plastic.
That's what I meant about immediate impact on yourself, not something like that's happening. I'm not doing that because I want to save nature. I'm doing that because the shit hot sandwich in a plastic bag gonna sweat like crazy, and in 5 minutes I'm gonna have a sandwich juice and not a sandwich anymore.
Hold on, so you're not saving the planet, you just don't want a soggy sandwich. Right, okay.
Yeah, right. So there is a reason why they designed these paper trays to put them in. They're made out of paper for a reason.
Damn it. Okay, I can't. Your logic is flawless.
Okay. Give you another example. Like, I order a pizza, and every time the pizza guy comes, I get the pizza in a paper box, Italian style, and the paper box, guess what? It's in a plastic bag. And it's literally raining inside the bag.
But the pizza's in the cardboard box there. It kind of gives it a bit of durability.
That's why the Italians put them in a paper box, so they can breathe. Because they're being out of the oven directly into the box. That's how pizza is made. It gets out of the oven and gets directly into the box. No, nothing in between. You cannot put something that has 200 degrees surface temperature in a plastic bag.
just raise your hand up to the camera like an Italian. Just clench the fist. Mamma mia.
This has an instant impact on yourself, on your quality of life, because you're gonna get a pizza that is like, yeah, soaked, like you said. It's literally raining in the bag.
Damn it! How far have we come? We've gone from AIDS to the perfect pizza. Yeah, life is complex.
This is just something society has taught us, that plastic is good. We have to use plastic for everything, even if it's not. If you say like, oh, fuck that, I don't want a plastic bag, then you're just a bio guy, as somebody who votes for the Green Party or whatever. But you just want to have a crispy pizza.
I want a bag that says "bag for life" to last more than one trip out the supermarket. We need to stop that right now. We want some good quality, old-fashioned, thick plastic that pollutes the world to get our shopping home.
There's actually another example. Do you have Aldi in the UK? I don't know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They were in the 90s. They were like everywhere in Germany because they're the only cheap places you can buy cheap shit. And Aldi, they never had. I mean, they had bags, but they never encouraged anybody ever to use a bag. But what they did, they unpacked their shit from the pallet. And then they put up the boxes that are left over in a really big tray behind the cashier's area. So you walk out with your cart, you put your shit back in the cart, you move your cart 1 meter, and then you put your shit in one of these old boxes.
Yeah, same here. Well, maybe not in the last couple of years, but yeah, until the last couple of years, exactly the same here. They get rid of their rubbish and we get something to carry our shit in.
What's the point of buying a plastic bag if there is like 2 meters away from you old boxes they don't need anymore, so they are happy if you take them home with you.
And if I had an open fire, I'd be able to dispose of them righteously.
Yeah, exactly. This is like the perfect circle of things. And like you just said yourself, this doesn't exist anymore. And you're right, it doesn't. Why?
Why?
Because plastic is cheaper. I don't get it. Why is plastic cheaper than throwing some old paper boxes somewhere in a crate? Just beyond me, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's really cheap to bang out a nice big roll of cling film.
This was the perfect solution for everything. Like, the shop got rid of their garbage, and we had something to carry our shit in. I mean, how it can't get, and like you said, you can burn it at home, and you're not gonna harm anybody because it's freaking wood. It's like the perfect circle.
I want that place in Canada, in the wilderness, maybe with off-grid power and an internet connection via a satellite dish, and a gun to shoot bears if they try and attack me. That's it. That's what I need.
Yeah, that's way too much work.
Alright, yeah, remote controlled machine gun.
My cat is really crazy.
What was that, Tiddles? Say again in your oh so lovable voice.
Let me get here. She just needs a boyfriend. Or unpleasant visit to the vet.
Oh damn.
Which one is it gonna be? Just don't sleep for the next 4 days and then this will be over. Decisions.
I have to invent something. Not for the vet solution, but to entertain the cat. Not a home castration kit, that's a bit much.
Cable.
What about catnip? Do you ever seen what happens to a cat when it has catnip?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Get some catnip. That might, you know, chill the cat out.
That's a good idea, yeah. Have them give them a rave or something.
Yeah, I think it will. I don't know. It could go the opposite direction. You know, make the cat go mental and chat even more. But worth a try.
But then it will be over faster, so whatever. Win-win. Now she sits on my lap and I pet her and she just looks at me. But the moment I let go or talk too much, then it starts again. And when we sleep, the other cats have to do that. And well, the other cat is kind of wild, so this is usually turning into a quite dangerous endeavor.
Saw you trading dollar yen the other day. What's going on?
No, I just had it open this morning. I wanted to see if that momentum comes from the US dollar or from the Japanese yen. Went both down, so whatever.
Ah, right.
It was clearly yen is getting really strong. Which is understandable, and this is probably gonna keep going when they put on the first rate clamp. This is market's gonna be interesting. I mean, when the first major country starts to put on the clamps.
Oh, dude. Yeah, not really looking forward to that, but from a trader's point of view, okay, we're going to see some volatility, are we? Or is it going to be over days and, like, you know, over months and months? Yeah, what are you looking for? Volatility in the markets or trend, you know, extended trends kicking off, you know, long trends?
Pound yen.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the drug dealer for the cats for a minute. I think I'm gonna... no, there are 2 cats on my table.
Go for it, Escobar.
Okay. Okay, not anymore. Anyway, I will be back in a minute.
Alrighty.
Cable.